Now, before I get to this next part, I do want to say something happened with this story that's on the screen. It was something that I wasn't expecting. A few days or at the end of the week after I had launched the movement, at that time, the show Stranger Things had just come out, and I was binge watching that show like crazy. And spoiler alert, I mean, they're already going to be on the final season, right? But I'm talking about season one, and I won't say what episode, but there's an episode where the sheriff in the show ends up finding one of the characters, and the character is laying there, and he's doing CPR on this kid, and I started bawling. I started crying, man. Like, ugly face crying. And I couldn't figure it out at first. I thought, "I've seen shit like this before. Why?" And it's because it was a trigger. I didn't realize until I was done crying and stuff that I thought, "Holy shit. I just watched the story that I posted play out right in front of me." Because in that call, I'm doing CPR with the parents, and I hear the officer on the radio say that he's out there and you can hear him running. And he gets there and he takes over CPR, and they had put the phone down, and I could not hang up. I was listening. And I remember hearing my deputies say something to the effect of, "Come on, buddy. Come on." And it's similar to what the sheriff is saying in the show. And that hit me hard, man. But again, I didn't realize until it was over. And then I thought, damn, that's why. Because that story that I shared, I just watched it. I just watched it. But I also share this because it's okay to share. It's okay to feel. And I didn't share that part of it right away. I don't think it was until a while later when I was doing Imagine Listening that I shared that. It's crazy how shit happens, right? I wasn't even thinking about it when I shared it or how much of an impact that it had on me until that moment. But that's why I talk and that's why I share so that others can feel comfortable to share as well. And so much happened from that time. I'm going to pull this down here. And I'll tell you something funny here in just one moment. I want to feel this for a second. And look in the comments. 91 Bowler over here says, no matter how many times I've heard Ricardo say this, I still get chills when I hear how it all started. You and me both. Jason says, been at Dispatch for 5 years now. JC pointed me in your direction when I first started, and I lurked in the shadows for a while, but have been trying to catch the open mics. I feel fortunate to work at a small agency and get to interact with my responders because it has helped with the tough calls I have had. The only one that bugged me was my first death. Through counseling, I moved it to a better place. That's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. Because that's the other thing. Like, it's okay to ask for help, man. It is okay. Fuck what anybody else would say or think. I know I just dropped an F bomb and I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't give a shit because all of you are important, man. And we've been losing people lately, and got to be able to talk. Brittany says, I was a baby dispatcher when you started this movement. When I first saw this back in 2016, I didn't fully understand. Now I do. And there's this great movement, and I'm glad that I found your podcast and hope to meet you someday at a conference. Same, same. We will. It's going to happen. 91 Bowler says, I learned about this movement and podcast at a critical moment in my life. Oh, man. I still say Ricardo in this movement saved me. Thank you. James says, Ricardo, about 4 years ago, we had a bad incident with the debriefing. Learning to share stories helped me through that incident, and it helped me with assisting my fellow first responders deal with it. I'm happy, man. That is awesome. Because for a long time, we weren't part of those. Things have changed. They've changed for the better. And they continue to change and evolve. And who would have thought all it would take is our strongest weapon, and it's our voice. Our voice. That's what we're doing.